followed by my co-host here, Bubba Fabes. How we do today, Bubba?
We're doing fantastic, and we're excited to again come here and see Overlord versus Team Sin.
It's going to be some good matchup here. We're going to be on the map Villa today, one of my personal favorites. I do enjoy it just because it is fairly new still. So it's going to be something. It's always interesting to see that. I will say that. But we're going to start the map right now with the ban phase. We're going to start off with Team Overlord doing Blitz. Okay, so that's a pretty standard one. I'm going to say that's more of a ranked style pick. Definitely not a pro league pick, but that's just a little bit less pressure, easier on the defense, not having to worry about that shield.
Yeah, if you don't have any specific operator that you really want out of it, then Blitz is kind of a good safe option, just kind of a good go-to for it. Oh, they don't want any shields at all, so that's interesting. The Montaigne pick.
Yeah, Montaigne pick again. Montaigne not overly strong on the map Villa, just because it's more staircases, more hop-ins through windows. I could see him being used in the top floor, over by I guess what is it? Right off of master bedroom, but
when they end, yeah.
So I can see them doing that as well, using him for that. But we're also going to see an Ella ban. We've been seeing a lot of Ella bans.
A lot of Ella bans, which is not what we expect. You kind of want someone with that really good utility, Mira, Valk or something. So it's interesting that everyone's been going off for the Ella, which is I guess just kind of like a counter for.
Yeah, it's just a heavy. Usually, you see that with people who main Jaegers and things like that. But usually, she's not super impactful. And we're going to be banning the Legion. Nothing too surprising there. Legion is a very powerful operator, so having him off the board, that's just one less thing to worry about, right?
Yeah. So there's a lot of utility left to pick from. So there's a lot of strat possibilities that we're going to be seeing. We have the mirror brought to the table right there because that wasn't banned. So it's going to make it a lot harder for the attackers on this, but we'll see what they manage with.
Yeah, like you said, Mira isn't banned, which is usually the first one you want to ban on this, especially if you're going up top by Vault.
Yeah.
You can completely... Therefore, they have to give you control of the office off of balcony, and that's one room you want to hold off and delay the push from as much as possible. So it'll be interesting of how they proceed with it.
Yeah, and we'll see if they also make use of a lot of the vertical gameplay, because again, this still being a newer map, some people are still trying to get used to where some of the spots are. So again, the problem with the mirror is in those set locations, if you don't take control of the basement, it's easy for a Buck and Ash to just come up from underneath and pop those mirrors. There goes all the utility that you set and planned for.
Exactly, right? And another thing being, too, they have the Caveira and they do have the Pulse. So like you said, take advantage of that vertical gameplay. There's some C4s that can come up from underneath. They can either pre-place them, they can have them sent out as they go. But it's, again, that vertical gameplay is going to be key, especially for the defense role here with bringing that Pulse. But other than that, though, we do have Caveira on here. We have Blitz, or not Blitz, Bandit, sorry. Also, Mira, Pulse as mentioned, and Jaeger, so pretty conventional for that as well, but minus the Caveira, somewhat unconventional.
Yeah, so we already see kind of Yeezy kind of coming in through the basement, clearing his way from the ground up, but his first kill is going to go on to Not Nugs. That's going to take down the Twitch, which is going to make it that much harder to take down those mirror placements. So there goes some great utility on the attackers.
Yep, and he does have about 15 health left, 15 to 20, so there's no point of resetting because they did change the resetting mechanic, as we all know. But you still have that 416 on the board, so that is still a very powerful operator that is still in play. We do have over here, we have the Jackal running through kitchen, trying to spot out the Caveira, but as we know, the Silent Step is going to delay the footsteps. He's going to scan again. Oh, there he goes. He finally gets her. He knows where she is. She's just kind of chilling there. Oh, gets caught sleeping on her drone. Deadly Peach not taking advantage of the roaming capability of the Caveira on that one. And then we upstairs. So they do have full control of the west side of the building right now.
Yeah, so again, they kind of went with the way normally, like, you send your Ashen, send him droning in and kind of follow him up, but instead they kind of sent someone in solo, caught him reloading, and it's going to take down Monkey Man on down on 90. That's going to bring us down to a 4v3 with a whole minute 15 left. This is going to give the attackers a lot of time to just be able to open their way in. They still have Thermite, they still have Thatcher, as they just kind of open up these external walls.
That's another one gone as lead. And then also Bruh gets taken out, but Tenzo retaliates, taking out Rival with that 416. Right now it's a 3. Oh, and just like that, he's taking out Tenzo. Round 1 goes to the attackers on that one. So round 1 going to OverLoad.
Yeah, they did a good job. They cleared out the roamers that they needed to and just got the picks where they, and then they had the main advantage. They kind of sloppy near the end. I think they kind of, got a little overconfident on that push it. Things can happen. These are really good players. They could have easily balanced it out with all that time left over. So,
yeah, they have to balance. They have that time management a little bit better. But at the same time, I feel like they just systematically picked off the defenders, because you had the Caveira just sleeping downstairs, and then they just kept moving, forward a little bit and taking out the next operator and taking out the next defender until there was 1 or 2 defenders left on site, and then they just all pushed, right? So It was a slow push, but it was a methodical push. Which we can definitely
for sure. Yeah, because we had the Jackal going in solo, kind of setting himself up. He caught that Cav off guard, and then we can see the push upstairs, the push on 90. They were kind of droning ahead for the whole group. And again, it was like 3v1. They knew exactly where he was. So it was a fantastic clear from the whole top side.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm surprised she didn't get off her camera, because she was on her camera underneath that window for a while. Even when the Jackal spotted her, right? You could still let you know that it could be picked up and spotted and all that stuff. So we're going to go back upstairs, though. They're going to try again and see what they can do. This time, though, they're bringing the Frost and the Capcan. So they're definitely trying to slow down these attackers.
Yeah, they're kind of going with, like you said, they're going to slow them down, changing up the defense, which is smart because they kind of realized what was going on. They're going to adjust a little bit, and I think is a really smart adjustment. Ditching the Cav again and just kind of going with a little extra utility to help them out in that area.
Exactly. So, but the attackers bring the same composition as last time.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I saw the Bandit, because they kind of knew that Jackal kind of came up down below, and I think that Bandit is kind of a little bit more prepared for him. I'm not sure where we saw him earlier, but it looked like he was heading back downstairs to kind of head him off. Yeah,
he's holding over here by kitchen and also dining room, so he's preparing. Usually that's a pretty common entry point, especially if somebody's going to be doing a roam clear, but as you can see right here, we do have him coming from the other way. So he knows he's going to be coming from that way. He puts the C4 out, trying to get him. Nice shot coming up for Bra, taking out that Jackal, so that takes out Tizzy. So right now, he's just going to stay down here, trying to make those attackers push back and try and clear them out, just getting them out of the way, taking up that time. So with 1:40 left, good on him getting rid of that roam clear.
And that's the problem with trying to roam clear solo, because you can't have anyone to trade off your kill. Yes, EC got picked off right away, but if there was, again, someone else behind him pushing with him, droning for him, it may have been a little bit easier for them to, you lose one, but you take care of that roamer, and then you can just focus on sight. So interesting kind of how they're going along with that, and that's just the downfall of it. It worked great for them for round 1. It kind of didn't work well for them round 2. As we get another kill, Rival is going to take down Deadly Peach on sight, and that's going to be Frost out of the picture, as we see Braum moving up his way for... catches Rival off guard, but he already knows that he rounded the corner. But instead, Booster Flex already has that other angle helping him out, and he's going to take down Brow.
Yeah, he's going to take down Brow. Right now, it's a 2v3 inside favor of the defender. So now this Capcan just going to sit in the site and let his Capcans do the trick. And with 30 seconds left, they really got to figure out how they're going to push this. They're going to try and push through Vault from the looks of it. So right now they're just definitely going to pinch them through here.
You have the two operators that you kind of want. You have that Thermite, you have that Thatcher. Some pre-fire shots go out as finally is going to take down Tenzo from behind the bar. 20 seconds left. It's still enough time. Able to just peek around that corner. He's just not able to see him. He takes down the frost mat, catches him off guard, just misses his shots. 8 seconds left. Booster takes down one. Coming down, we have Cav coming out from behind. Plant is going down though. Catches the Capcan off guard. Still can't land those shots.
Oh! Definitely taking out lead. Finally able to get another that for a little bit of potato aim. But finally, the defenders able to take advantage of that. And then for Overload, takes up nothing. So they're up now. Again, it was a pretty solid. Started off a little rough, getting rid of that roam clear and definitely slowed them down as you saw. But then Overload just kind of took control after that. It was a 3v2. They knew that they were either going to be aggressive or they're going to stay in, but the way they've been kind of playing, they've been a little bit more aggressive with the defense. So they just kind of waited them out, took out, I think it was the Bandit, and then they took out
Frost.
They took out the Frost. Then the Capcan was a little bit elusive, but they just slowly got rid of the Cavero. Knew that she was going to be kind of coming in late game, like most Caveros do, and then it was just the last person on site. So
yeah, we can see a lot of really good game sense coming in from Overlord. Just again, I think they're a little bit reckless early on. They are like first in their division. They are going into it seen as a better team, and I think they're kind of getting carried away with that, as we saw at the beginning there, bringing them down to a 2v3, and then we saw them slow it right down, and that's where we see the skill come out from some of these players, is when they slow it down and play smart. So it's going to be hard for Team Sin, but it's not out of the question. We've seen some it's still up in the air, and we've seen a lot of great plays from everyone in the past. So
yeah, exactly. Overload. We've seen Overload play before. Like you said, we know how they play. They do play very they know when to turn the aggression on and when to go a little bit more passive. Let them push. So they have a good idea and they have that good team. So it's nice to see that. So we will see them also go over to. We'll see what is it. Team Sin go over. Pick the Valkyrie. So they know they have a little bit more idea of where they're going to be coming from. Gives them a little bit more intel. It's definitely a welcome change. They are trying to figure out how they can really cope Overload. Because, right, as you can see, they have a lot of intel gathering. They have a little bit better roamer with the Cavero gone now, bringing in the Vigil. And then, obviously, they're sticking with the Jaeger just because it's an all-around good utility, and Mute just to kind of delay any intel gathering that the attackers are trying to do.
Yeah, and Overload's really good with their droning, so yeah, Mute's a fantastic operator to bring in. And I'm loving the way Team Sin is actually changing up the defense to kind of counter what Overlord is doing, and that's what you have to do, which is, this is what's going to give them the edge to make it really far in this league. Yeah,
to first kill though, going to Tenzo on to not Nugs. Good kill again, starting off with the Jaeger getting the kill, so. Good on him, taking less damage this time though, so he has a little bit of a cheeky angle on this. Doesn't seem like they're out trying to open a door right now. They do get the wall open over here from Mask. So, and now Thermite's going to be watching the pixel angle, just missing the head of the Jaeger, but Bra is taken out meekly really quick with that C4. So that's your Thatcher off the board now. So that's both operators that can take out the utility, but Rival with a quick refrag on the lead. So right now, they're got to regroup. Again, they're getting some decent frags. They did get the Valkyrie, but they're losing too many ops now, and they have to figure out how they're going to figure this.
Yeah, they kind of pushed really good into the angles. We see Yeats, he just can see his head, but just can't land those shots. I don't know what's going on. He's just...
He's just, not. He could have used his smoke grenade there, too, but yeah, he got a little bit impatient. Ash taking out the floor, the common spot over by... I guess the desk office there. So Rival finally taking out Tenzo, so that's your Jaeger off the board. Getting rid of the ADS as well, to make sure she's clear to go up.
The game sense from Overlord, just known to Ash that spot for that kill. Again, the call-outs were made. He knows exactly where to go, and that's where the vertical gameplay comes in. Yeah. And that's just going to give these players the edge.
Yeah, exactly. Plant goes down, though, with, the Ash just get taken out there, and Deadly not able to land the shots onto that Thermite. And it's just down to him now with 10 health and a Dream. It's going to take a little bit to get him this, so right now he's just going to hold the angles, trying to see if he can spot them, but it does look like Team Overload is just trying to play the angles, but now they know where he's coming from, and yeah, just like that, Teasy taking out Deadly. And Overload with a third round under their belt.
Yeah, we saw a well-organized attack. They have the strat that they want, and they're just really good at executing it.
Yep. They did do well there. But again, like you said, we know that Team Sin is trying to figure it out how to go and throw Overload off balance right now, but it doesn't seem to be doing, because they're picking different operators, but they're doing the same strat. You know what I mean? So if you're keeping the same idea and you're just throwing new operators in it, it's not going to work. You have to change. Those operators have to be doing something different as well.
Yeah, and they're not making it easy though. Yes, Overload's winning every single round so far, but it's not necessarily a blowout because the Team Sin's been kind of whittling them down and kind of pushing that time limit. So it's forcing Overlord to make those last 30-second pushes and make sure those shots count, and their shots are counting. We see there's been some potato shots going on, but for the most part, I think Overlord's been hitting their shots a little bit more than Team Sin has been able to grab those heads.
Yeah, exactly. And Jeff, I love you, but it's Overload.
What have I been saying?
Overlord.
Oh.
one letter makes the difference, buddy, but no
I guess so.
we are human, we make mistakes. Okay. But either way, Overlord or Overload, we know for damn sure that they are taking full control of this entire game. So, see, this is what I mean. By bringing a different operator, they are trying to use him in a different way, but it's the same thing, right? He will be on site. We all know the AUG A3 did receive another buff, so it is a good gun to have on site if you're not used to the DMR shotgun, but it doesn't seem like they're adapting the strategy, right? As you can see here, you have the Jaeger going out for the roam. You also have, they do have a dock now, which is nice, but they do have the castle to walk themselves in, less rotation. It's so all in all, it's the same thing, just with different operators. You put new faces in the same spot, it doesn't make the strat any different, right? And therefore, Overload can do the exact same thing and not worry about. Rival knows exactly that there's going to be somebody here because they've been getting picked off by this and all the time. So now that he's pushed him back out of 90, he can at least take control here, and he can relay that to his teammates that, hey, there's somebody up in 90. So lead, though, get the first frag onto Nugs. And now, every time, though, Team Sin seems to get the opening frag.
Yeah, they're droning out, and they're pushing together. The guy was stuck at 90. Here we go, being able to open up this back end here. Gets it off just in time.
So that's a little bit of waste utility on the Thermite's part. Maybe we should have waited for that Thatcher grenade to kind of go off, but now he knows. But they are bandit tricking, though, so it is a little tricky. But even then, though, with the hole there, with the Maverick still on the board, you can easily counter this. Rather than a Thatcher, you can easily Maverick and get your way into that wall, not a problem. Rival with another one onto Monkey Man. So that brings us back down to a 5v1. So they know where he is. Behind a little bit of a team kill there, but that's difference, bro. Boost of flex, getting the final kill. And now we're up to 4-1 or 4-0.
Yeah, that round was a blowout, and like you were saying, a very valid point. I really like it. They're changing up the defense, but they're all in the same position. They know it like the back of their hand. You don't have to
it's
really drawn out.
It's the same site, right? So if you're on the same site, it's not working. Go somewhere else. You have 3 other sites.
Yeah,
that particular site. Oh, Monkey Man just flexing on him now. But you have other sites that might be better. Your team might right now you're down 4-0. Your morale is way lower than you want it to be. So if you get a site and throw them off, you can easily do. Like you'll be able to at least get the win, bring the morale up, and you might be able to win the next round at that site that you just lost 4 times. So.
And like here's the other thing. Yeah, Team Sin's been doing the same thing on defense, but guess what? OverLoad has been doing the same thing on attack too. So like OverLoad has, recognized it and taken advantage over Team Sin. That's what Team Sin has to do, the exact same thing. You know where they're attacking from. You know where they've been coming from the same spot every single time. Maybe send a couple extra roamers out, be super aggressive on that original push from upstairs rather than be super defensive. Like that's, like you're saying, it's not just the operators, but that's the tactic that you have to change as well.
Exactly right. So they're going to be holding over here by Astronomy. Caveira, a good spot for her to be in over here. She's trying to get her way through here. But Trophy Room is, I think this is the second time they've picked here, but they just haven't won it. But they've been going for that billiards room a little bit more. But hopefully this works out a little bit better, right? So with the composition that they have with Caveira, the Caveira hopefully isn't caught sleeping this time. They do have a Frost, which is nice to see. Bring the Alibi as well, just a little bit more intel now that the Legion's gone. Legion and Alibi work very similar, whereas she can give you a lot of intel of where these guys are going to be approaching from, where they're going to be coming from. Deadly Peach just looking at the drone, not getting rid of it. He's going to wait, I guess. Why?
Yeah, if you just straight up shoot the drone, the problem is then if they go to hop back on it, they know that the drone's dead, so they know someone's in the vicinity. He's banking off the fact that if they hop back on the drone and just shoot the drone straight ahead, they'll actually miss seeing Peach. So it's, it's a smart play.
It is a smart tactic, but unless they've already droned him out, right? It's one of those things where you have to. A little bit ways of a C4 there coming from Bra, but could have just gotten the pick there, but the thermite or the Thatcher grenade is going to go off, and they are going to try and get this wall open now. We do have Rival in Bathroom as well, trying to do a little bit of cover fire so nobody can do the rotation. But she did take a little bit of damage though, so which makes me believe the Alibi is doing her job, kind of giving them a little bit of false detail or false intel. They do take out that shield, so it's a little bit easier access as well. So, with 1:30 left, what have they done? They've taken control of the master bedroom, taken control of bathroom, and as you can see here, taken over by the steps as well, the back stairs. So they do have a lot of control. But Tenzo, again, with the opening frag. Getting a double kill as well, but then finally getting taken out. So she has taken out 3 very important operators. Deadly Peach taking up the Jackal as well. And now Monkey Man. So just like that, it's down to a 1v4. But
they turned it around. They kind of got Overload. They got full control of Master and Astronomy, but I think again they're all from one side. What's kind of gotten them this far before is they've attacked from multiple sides onto the bomb site. Well, this, just because you have full control of Master Bedroom, yeah, it's great, but it's still one direction.
Exactly.
And as much of a great bandit as it is, it's not going to win you the round.
No, exactly. It's not going to do that. But also, you see here, Boostaflex is in a very winnable situation here. He's got against 2 operators with less than 10 health, and one that, if he can take out the Jaeger, he could easily win this. He is pre-firing the corners, getting common spots for them to be in, but he is giving away his position. So now he's going to push it back here through Astronomy. He knows one's behind the desk. It is a common spot. Isn't able to hit the shots, and Deadly Peach able to finish him off, but just barely. But now, finally, Team Sin has gotten round 4.
Yeah, they put themselves on the board. That's just when you need to do it. And as much as it's looking right now 4-1, again, the difference being is a defense-sided map. So once we switch over, we might see Team Sin start winning more of those defense matches. Yeah,
I think we will. If they can get the next one, it will definitely be a momentum swing, I think. Not overly, not to the point where I think it'll totally throw off Team Overload, but it will definitely kind of bring the morale back up for Team Sin and maybe get them a few more wins, that's for sure.
Yeah, it'll put them in a better position. A 4-2, that's not a bad spot to be in. It's not great, obviously, but it's definitely a comeback possible.
It's 100% easily. You can not easily. You could definitely come back from a 4-2, simply because maybe the other team doesn't have a good defense strategy, but they have a very good attacking strategy, or vice versa.
Exactly. Yeah, so again, we're not seeing much change coming from Overload's attacking lineup, and we're basically seeing almost a different defensive lineup every single time. And it's, do they have a strategy for these these different operators on defense, or are they kind of going off of like, this sounds good, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, like, are they going off of a feeling, or is there an actual strategy behind it? And
Like,
from the seams of it, I think they're going with a feeling, right? Because generally, if you don't do as well as you were hoping the round before, 90% of us just go, oh, I'm just going to be this operator next round, and I feel like the same role, but better. So, whereas I feel Team Overload has got an idea of what they need to do. They have an idea of what each operator brings. They don't change anything about it unless it completely failed. But as we can see here, they are bringing the exact same lineup that they've been bringing pretty well since the game started.
Yeah, and like what's really gonna help your defense is, again, having a bit of a strategic setup that you can watch your other players. Like, you bring in a Maestro, okay, you have your Maestro on 90. If someone's sitting at 90, who's gonna watch that Maestro camp to make callouts for him? You know, like, these are things that if you need set in place, that's going to give you that huge advantage. You can't just go off of feeling. Maybe they do, but it's not looking like it. And the chances of them having all these strats set out for all these different lines of defense is quite minimal.
And again, it's going to be a standard, exact same hold as they have been doing. So I think Overload's just going to read into it, and it's going to be the same thing. But we'll have to wait and see. So it is a minute 50 in. Still nobody fragged. We do have Izzy downstairs trying to get a few footprints through the floor, trying to see if he can maybe catch somebody off guard. We do have the Ash over here by the office, though, which is a little interesting. Usually you have her push 90, trying to clear out that way, and they're going to have the Twitch and the Thermite do that instead, because they are trying to get to that closet and open that up first, while having the Jackal downstairs holding the angle by what steps. So they do have to move a little bit quickly, though. They are stalling for time right now.
I don't know why they decide to switch up their strat. Because, again, now, they're all pushing from one side. It's been working so well for them, everyone pushing from north. As we see Meeply just kind of walking on in, barely missing those shots.
Ooh.
But again, Tenzo is going to get into rival, as everyone just kind of, there's way too many angles to be able to push from there. So we see just, boom, 3 shots down. We're down 4v2.
Now we're down to a 3v2, though. Meeply able to get one back, though. And Tenzi with another one on the Monkey Man. So that brings us back to a 2v2. It is literally just down to the Jaeger and the Mute. And the as you can see, the Thatcher and the Jackal have almost no health, so they make sure they hit these shots and they hit the head. But right now they're just spraying through the wall, trying to figure out if they can get the angles on these guys, figure out where they are exactly.
But they're not in a great position.
No, but they are able to get the frags right now. So Tizzy able to take out lead. They know he's around by Vault. As you see here, he is rotating through, and he will run into this Thatcher sooner than later. But now he's giving away his position. Oh, and he does just miss his shot. So now the Tenzo is the last one alive for the defenders. And a nice flick on Tenzi, taking care of the rest of the attackers. And right now, Team Sin looks like they're on the verge of a comeback.
Yeah. I'm not impressed with the attack on that. I'm actually a little disappointed.
It was sloppy.
Completely unplanned. Yeah. Their strategy was working so well before. Like, they were, basically blowing out the defense. That last time that they made an attack from there, they destroyed them. Mm-hmm. But then why would you switch it up to, everyone attacking from balcony and just trying to push your way through there? Pretty much everyone got mowed down because the way that defense is set up is to counter that exact push. There's way too many angles to try to watch, from multiple sides, and that's just what ends up happening. So,
I'm not too sure what happened there, but it made me think that maybe they weren't expecting that site, or I'm not even sure exactly. Maybe they had an idea of where they wanted to push because they were expecting to go to the basement, but they didn't, and then they went upstairs, and they just kind of threw them off. They weren't really thinking about the strategy completely yet, and it's one of those things, right? You can never tell because we don't hear the comms. But but now that things have switched, let's see if that momentum carries, right? Because we did have Team Sin doing all the defense now. Let's see if there are attack strategies that they can get by OverLoad's defense, because they were so strong at the beginning of all the attack rounds. So maybe that can carry over for them. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we have we have Maestro and we have Valks. We have a lot of information gatherers coming here from the defense.
It's not a squishy setup at all, really. If you think about it, they got the Doc, the Maestro, Valkyrie, like you said, and then they got the 2 Germans with the Bandit and the Jaeger. So you have the MP7 and the 416, plus the utility those 2 bring together. But as we see, Dizzy not able to hit the shots on the spawn. Well, he does hit the shots on the spawn peak. He does come out on top, but he isn't able to finish off the Thatcher. So still somebody on the board.
Yeah, and we're getting the attack lineup from Team Sin is pretty much exactly what we're seeing from Team OverLoad. It's a very versatile setup. It pretty much gives you the possibility to enter in from no matter where the defense side is. You have both hard reachers, you have your Thatcher, you have someone to find the roamer, and you have a Twitch if there's for like cameras, utilities, for if you bring a mirror. So that's kind of your basic, tackle down anything attack lineup right there.
So the only difference really being the Hibana, and that can work to their advantage, right? A little bit more distance, don't have to worry about anybody going there, but going for the peak, Tenzo, able to take out not Nugs. So that was a risky play that didn't benefit them, and for as much damage as they did to the attacker, it's not really worth it, especially losing your Bandit, right? That's an MP7 gone, and any Bandit juggling that you might try and do is now completely nullified. So now that they can push in, they can probably push in through Master and take control of basically Master Bedroom. They can take advantage of Bathroom. They can take full control of this top area here.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if they're able to use their drones, because I don't think they have the rotation in astronomy, but there was no one in it for a moment there, and that's a very strong area to get a hold of, because once you have control of astronomy in that bedroom, it gives you more possibilities.
It does, and as we saw, Boostaflex did take out the Jackal, so that's your roam clear off the board, and again, if they can get the kill on this Thatcher, who would just be like one shot, they would be in a better spot. They're just going to miss the head. MLP not able to hit the shots on him. Go for the cheekier angle, not able to see anybody there. He is able to walk right back onto site though. Nobody's punishing him for this angle. He does take out the Thatcher finally. MLPY able to take out the Hibana as well. Nice shot from him. Does spot the Thermite in Bathroom. Pre-fires, not able to hit the shots. Oh, gets caught in the reload walking forward though. Tenzo taking out the Maestro, but to what avail? Oh, bro, with another shot on the Boostaflex. What a shot on him. Goes for free fire, not able to hit the shots. Knows somebody's around here is going to be following him. Tries to get the user with 6 seconds left, though. There's not enough time. He won't be able to make it to the site, and the barbed wire is going to slow him down. And just like that, OverLoad with round number 4, taking their 5th round. It was actually a very impressive attack. I'm actually quite happy to say Team Sin looked fantastic in that round. Hit the flicks, hit the shots. They did have that little stumble there over in Master Bedroom where Maestro just destroyed them. But that beyond itself is just something that a Maestro does, right? Like if you get caught sleeping on the Maestro, Tenzo was able to punish him, at least keep the team in check. I think that was the turning point, but at the same time, they did look very promising, but just OverLoad better with that Maestro. That Alda just you can't beat it in a straight up gunfight. You have to be able to pinch him.
Yeah, but it came down to another close round. Like we're seeing OverLoad being able to outmatch OverLoad, being able to outmatch Team Sin, but like I think Team Sin can compete with OverLoad. They just need a little extra something. You know?
They need to adjust the strategies. They seem to be set. Again, that was their first attack round, so we don't know what the next strategy is for the attacking rounds, but they seem to have like a fixated. They have an idea. They have one idea. This is what they do. They move around the operators. The idea stays the same, so it's very you can easily read into it. Whereas Overload was mixing up, keeping the same operators, but mixing up the strategy, right? So they know now that the way they attacked the board didn't work, whereas all the other guys didn't. So they're probably going to do the same thing with defense. Keep the operators the same, move them about a little bit, see what happens. Yeah. We do see them pick a new operator this time, though. They do switch out the bandit for the vigil. Not a bad idea, especially on this bomb site. You don't overly need the deniability, I guess is that a word? Of the bandit, just because there are so many walls, you can't bandit juggle any of them. So it's really down to how you take control of up top of 90, even red stairs, white stairs, any of those. It's just how you control that. And with the vigil downstairs, this is a very big map, right? So you have to pinpoint that vigil, which is very difficult to do.
Yeah, exactly. And the other problem that the attackers are going to face on this is just the amount of information that we have coming. We have a nice pick, Rival taking down Deadly Peach, but he's going to go too far, and Tenzo's going to counter that shot and take him down as well.
Tenzo does seem to have everybody's number this one. He is definitely the MVP for the team right now. Doing the frag on the Fragmite right now, so they are going to transfer the diffuser over to him just because he does need to get into the site quickly. But good on Valkyrie though. She did take out that Maverick, which would definitely be a pain in their side.
A very strong pick.
Yeah, very good pick. I would take that trade any day of Valkyrie for a Maverick. So, yeah. A minute 40 in, still a 4v4, but you're down. They're down a better weapon and better utility in my mind. So, does finally spot up the Vigil though. Monkey Man going to try and figure out a way up. He is going to come up to the stairs here. Not watching his angles though, and almost gets his head taken off. Boostaflex not able to hit the shots though. That's very uncharacteristic for him as well. He's been pretty pinpoint too. So he does know somebody's up here by the master bedroom.
So they do have him kind of pinned back a little bit on those stairs if we still have Monkey down below to kind of watch that angle. As we see, he's going to take down No Nugs. That's that Roamer taken down. Lee's going to take down Boost. So that's the person on the stairs as they're able to come and push the way into the room. A full minute left on this attack and only 2 defenders left, but very powerful defenders. You have to worry about that smoke, who can delay a lot of that time, as well as that Maestro, who's got the fully automatic gun there that's going to really rip apart if you're trying to push in. He's not going to be reloading.
No, he's not. Lead being able to take him out, though, and then Lead also being able to finish off that smoke. So there's a little bit of miscommunication there, as we saw, but it didn't really matter, though. Lead just kind of taking control of that whole situation, taking out both operators. So good on him. That's round number 3 now for Team Sin. So they are slowly bringing it back, but is it too little too late at this point, right? So all Overload has to do is win 2 more rounds. They do seem to have a good idea. That bomb site is a little tricky. So now that one's out of the way, do they go somewhere else? Do they up? How do they cope? Let's see how they manage to lock down this site.
Yeah, I think Team Sin's a little bit better on attack than they are on defense, as we can see right here. And so this might make this game a little bit closer than what it looked like right off the bat.
Exactly, right? They did start off with that 4-0 lead, which we kind of wrote it off as they might take this whole thing. But Team Sin taking it back slowly but surely. So they do 6-pick onto the dock, which is nice. So that would be... Who did he 6-pick from?
Smoke. They had Smoke and they 6-pick to a dock, which is interesting.
I would have done it the other way around. I would have maybe 6-pick from the Bandit, maybe. I would have 6-picked from the Bandit. I'm not too sure. They have to have an idea, right? Like, Overload doesn't seem the kind of people who would just take that operator off the board unless they have a good reason to.
They want that other ACOG, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He's probably going to go for that spawn peak, I would imagine. He did last time.
Yeah.
He was off, right? He almost got the Thatcher, almost wiped him off the board, got back in, healed himself up, and off he went. So.
And lots of barbed wire. We see almost every defender there bringing barbed wire to the table. And that's a fantastic shot. That's going to slow down the attackers a lot, especially when they're trying to push 90. Depending where you're pushing from, like that barbed wire can really make it difficult for that push.
It really does. So it does look like though they have a prep downstairs ready for a run out. The Vigil is kind of going to be keeping an ear out, punishing anybody who's not paying attention. But it doesn't look like they're going to be approaching from that way. They're going to be approaching from Master side, and then they're going to be taking control of up top like they did last time. They do have two bodies downstairs that could go for the flank. This Jackal as well is going to start up upstairs, which on Villa is can work against you because you do want to try and clear out that bottom or at least push them back upstairs, control them downstairs. He did it fairly well last time, and same thing on Overload. They had the Jackal going in stairs, clearing on anybody, and then coming back up, push with the rest of the team. So we'll see how he uses Jackal on this one. Uses them correctly. I do see some footsteps, so he is going to be spotted out the Maestro, but we all know Maestro is on site. So that is, it's intel, but it's not the best intel. So yeah.
Yeah, so we do have that roamer down below, and like you were saying, these are one of those maps that you want to take care of because there's so many stairs and ways for them to come up from behind. It's hard to watch all the angles, so that with that Maestro being upstairs rather than roam clearing, it may come back to bite them, considering that's already down to 1:20. They've wasted so much time, and they're just entering the building right now.
They are. So there's going to be... Oh, Rival's going to be down here. Jackal knows he's there. He does catch him off guard. Rival, though, punching him lead, though, taking out Nut Nugs. So that is a nice trade. Blackbeard's on very low health, taken out by this Alda. Not careful. And the Rival on this Vigil is just doing work, taking out another one, taking out Bugs. Bruh, Tenzo is able to finally take out Rival, but LPY taking out Tenzo with the Alda. It does have a little bit of low health, but as a chunky 3-speed, that hey, take that damage. The lead, though, not able to hit the shots. The ARX, a little bit more jumpy than the AK. But it does hit a little bit harder. Does a bit of damage on that Maestro, but the Maestro is still up and going, so that is your Alda still on the board. And as we see here, and then he has two full health Germans, but she can definitely get the angle here. Just misses the shot, not able to control that recoil. A little bit of potato, and now she has to figure out how she's going to push in here. Lead, just going to watch the angles, but with 13 seconds left, you got to push on tight. Knows one's going to run out, getting a little bit more aggressive, taking out MLPY, that RX. And with 2 seconds left, round's going to end. Not able to do it, not able to clutch out the round. Was a little bit lost at the end there when it was a 3v1, and that now it puts us onto match point for Team Overload.
Yeah, we got that was a fantastic defense, and what I liked about that is like how aggressive they got. They kind of knew where the attackers were coming from. No one was roam clearing, and they got punished for it. They took way too long to enter in, and by then a lot of the defenders kind of pushed in on the angles and then just tore them apart right there in the master bedroom. They didn't really even get out of that.
No, that was the center. That was the main point of entry. But they had the Jackal push it there. And as we see, we said the Vigil walking around downstairs without a care. You can go downstairs as the Jackal and have that Vigil be located the entire time because his cloak does not get affected by the Vigil or by the Jackal tracking. So they will know exactly where this Jackal is. They'll catch him out or put him off guard, and therefore you can take him out. But he went completely unchecked. And then with a Jackal on the board, you can't do that.
Yeah, so hopefully Team Sin learned from that. This is going to bring them into match point 6-3.
We say so we hope they learned, but if we look at what they just did, they did bring some good operators, but they just brought more random operators. They brought the IQ, they brought a sledge. They haven't needed a frag grenade. There's a Jaeger on the board, so the Jaeger's going to take that out. You have the IQ to take out the gadgets or possibly locate the Vigil, but I don't know if she'll even use that utility. And then you have the Habana now, but you have a Twitch, not a Thatcher. So they can easily totally deny this entire thing by taking out the Twitch. The IQ might not be used properly. They're just bringing a random assortment of operators this time.
Goes out for the kill, and MLPY is going to take down Monkey Man. That's that sledge right away as he goes down for another one as he comes out there. Downs him, but just can't finish him off right on the diffuser there. C4 is going to go out to finish him off. Just can't land that shot. He's going to go... Is he going to go to risk it?
Risk it for the biscuit. Oh. No, Lead is able to take him out. Getting a little too aggressive. trying to get that, but that is a lot of damage. That's a lot of utility off the board. If somebody can go out and if he calls it out and says, hey, they're going to go pick this person up, wait 10 to 15 seconds, you can catch him off guard. It doesn't look like they have anybody out there, though. They do have the Jaeger down over here just waiting, so he might go for the pick here, but not Nugs, not able to hit the shots at SMG-11, just too much for him. But Rival able to take out Tenzo. So right now, Team Sin is on the back foot for sure. They do have... Does he not see this? Does he not see him?
Does him just laying there? I don't know. He is able to down him, but he walked right by him. He doesn't know he downed him because we have the points off.
Yeah, they have the points off. Doesn't know he downed him, but at the same time, how do you not see his legs? Now he's going to try and sneak in downstairs, so he's going to push to the basement, but he's got 20 health, and then you have an IQ roaming about. So, and you still have a Doc ending. Jaeger, so you still have two incredibly powerful operators and an ACOG on the board, whereas you have a Habana with, again, a Type 89, very good gun, but, you know, not able to hit her shots, hoping to do, but caught sleeping is Boostiflex, so now it's just down to one. Jaeger couldn't clutch this out. I don't know if he will. I think the OverLoad just got a little bit too aggressive for how they were trying to do it. As you can see here, Tenzi is waiting. They did drone him out. He doesn't know that somebody's coming from this angle here. Just going to wait for him to push the angle. Oh, not able to hit the shots. Does light up the IQ quite a bit. Finally takes out the Habana. Now it's just down to the IQ, and he just clutches it out with the Jaeger. Team Sin just could not recover after that run out, and Team Overload just flexes on him, collapses their entire push, tries to end it out, and good on them. They definitely deserve that at the end. It just Team Sin was not adapting as they should have. They just kept banging their head against the wall with just different operators. But good on him. LMPY, look at that. Rival and Tenzi with 12 kills. Tenzo on the other team, on Team Sin, definitely the MVP of that team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, we saw, I think Team Sin just really started to fall apart near the end there. Their strategies seemed a little bit more lackluster. They were kind of pushing in 5-man as the attackers, and that doesn't work.